The woman is horrified to see what seems to be happening ahead. She sees two men are lying on the ground. The front man has disconnected handcuffs on his hands. The man behind him is clutching the feet of the man in front. There are two badly broken motorcycles scattered around them, and some packages filled with white powder. Even two guns are dropped on the ground. In the distance, there is a leather suitcase. She instantly guesses that they are in the middle of a transaction. At that moment, they all signal to her for help. Barbara stops her car at a distance. She pulls out her cell phone and prepares to call the police. But three choices suddenly flash in her mind: whether to perfect the crime, call the police, or leave. The moment the phone is connected, she hangs up decisively and makes a bold decision. She opens her needle and thread box and props it up with two chopsticks, puts two coils of wire on each of them, and threads out, around the rearview mirror, and out the window. Barbara threads one thread through the handcuffs of the man in front, securing the needle to his shoe, and then threads the other thread through the other man's cloth. She purposely places them both on opposite sides of the road. They both look at her quizzically, having no idea what she is up to. After doing this, Barbara starts the car and drives forward. The needles and threads begin to spin rapidly as the car starts. The pistols are pulled by the threads to each of the two men's hands, and they fire at the same moment. Barbara reverses the car back to take the suitcase, and just as she is feeling excited about her perfect crime, she suddenly remembers that the needles and threads have been left behind. So she quickly goes back to the place, only to realize that one of the needles for the thread is missing. Each needle has the name of her tailor store engraved on it, so she has to retrieve that needle. She soon finds that the needle is inserted into a man's hand, but she realizes that the needle is embedded in his bones and can't be inked out. She intends to cut it off with a pair of scissors, but she applies too much force and the needle goes flying. Just as she is searching for it, a man wakes up silently. He tries to reach the gun on the ground, but it is Barbara who grabs the gun first, but it therefore has her fingerprints on it. She hastily destroys the crime scene, and the guns are thrown into the forest casually. She drives the waking man to her car and leaves the area. The man tells her that the other man's father is a gangster, and he will find them soon. After listening to his words, Barbara feels violently uneasy, but soon she begins to set up her traps again. The man is tied to a chair and placed at the top of the stairs. She then hides behind a table clutching a suitcase. Soon, a man arrives at her tailor's store. He opens the door and triggers the traps that she has laid. The man in the chair is dragged down the stairs by the threads. The gun then falls beside him. However, the gun is unloaded. He is eventually solved by the man. Barbara's plan falls apart. She doesn't realize that the gun is unloaded. She has to run away with the suitcase, but he soon catches up with her. He strangles her with the thread and takes the suitcase. She is once again back to making a choice. This time she chooses to call the police. Soon, the police arrive, but she judges by the scene that there should be something else. She opens the hood of Barbara's car and doesn't find anything, but she then notices a huge coil in the back of her car and opens it up, and sure enough, there is a suitcase hidden inside.